Good morning, my name is Nikki McGlynn and I'm a neurodevelopment therapist, and thank you for either watching this video later or joining me live. I've come on this morning to give a quick overview on primitive reflexes, what they are, why they're important, because I've had quite a few new inquiries and I haven't done a Facebook Live for ages, and I think it's a really important thing for people to know. So if you've got any questions, either now or at a future date, just pop them in the comments, and if I don't see them live, I will reply afterwards. So in brief, primitive reflexes are movement patterns, and we need to know about them because they are part of developing our central nervous system. So when those movement patterns don't get to express themselves fully, for various reasons, they get stuck or retained. And when they are retained, they can cause different problems. So they are exhibited by babies all over the world. All babies should exhibit the same movement patterns, and they fall broadly into a number of categories. Fear reflexes, which develop during pregnancy, neck reflexes, spinal reflexes, hand and foot reflexes, and there's a couple of other reflexes as well, but they're the ones that we're most concerned about. So if those reflexes get retained, then they exhibit particular behaviours, both physical, so we see it in posture, how people move their bodies, and also mental emotional behaviour. So for instance, fear reflexes will stop you from feeling safe. Excuse me, I haven't finished my tea yet. So if you have retained fear reflexes, they don't necessarily make you frightened, but they'll stop you from feeling safe. So consequently, people exhibit behaviour around trying to make themselves feel safe. So either being very compliant or very quiet, or very aggressive, defensive, or they run away. So that's your sort of typical fight-flight behaviour. Spinal reflexes affect your ability to sit still or focus and concentrate. They can give you back problems, obviously, digestive problems, but often where we see really wriggly children and adults, and problems with focus and concentration, often that can be a spinal reflex issue. And neck reflexes particularly affect our ability to process information, and they help control of our vision, and they help our ability to coordinate our bodies. So often you'll see it in people who struggle with reading or writing or doing things in order, or people who just can't get things done, or problems with maths. That's my big one, is numbers, and often that's a fear reflex issue. So what we do with those primitive reflexes that are stuck on, we look at physical posture, balance, whether you can move your head without having to move the rest of your body, and then we identify where those problems lie, and then the magic is then we give you a movement program to help those reflexes integrate. So remember, reflexes are movement patterns that should be exhibited in babies, and when they don't what's the word I'm looking for? When they can't fulfil themselves properly for whatever reason, then sometimes we get a problem. Now, not always, and it's a bit of a sliding scale. So, I guess the idea is that it's a bit of a spectrum. So some people are profoundly affected, some people can work around it and aren't affected at all. But where there's an issue, then I think the important thing about neurodevelopment is that we can help. So if there's a problem with focus and concentration, if you've got a problem with behaviour, if you can't focus and concentrate, or if your child can't focus and concentrate at school, if you can't hit a golf ball in a straight line, I mean, the implications are really very, very wide-reaching. Then the nice thing about neurodevelopment is that we can help. So we can make life easier. We can make your life easier, we can make your children's lives easier. And I say we, but actually I mean me. So, royal we. So, and if you come along for a consultation, it's very relaxed. I'm quite relaxed. So we normally do a questionnaire to establish what happened during pregnancy and labour and early childhood. And depending on, obviously, if you're an adult, then we look at early childhood, late childhood, think how things are now. For children, it depends at what age they come along. And we look at where problems are, and then we do some physical testing. So I push you around, roll you around on the floor, tickle you a bit. It's quite fun. And then at the end of that, we look at which movement programme, which movements will help you particularly. And the nice thing about it is that the movements that you do should feel nice. It should feel good. We're working with your central nervous system, so the more happy and relaxed your system is, the better we'll see, the better progress we'll see, the more improvement we'll see. And if you find that you don't like a movement, or we give your child a movement and they don't like it, then we just change it. There's lots and lots and lots of different movements, lots of different approaches we can take. Ideally, you do movements every day. Sometimes that's not possible, sometimes it's not practical. So the nice thing about it is it's very flexible, it's very easy. It shouldn't be too time consuming. There are bits that can be a bit time consuming, but it should be straightforward, and it should be fun, and it should be pleasant. And if it's not fun and pleasant, we can change it so that it is. So, and I think probably the other question I get asked the most is, how long do you have to do the movements for? And that is a question I cannot answer for anybody. So it depends on so many different factors, and not always the obvious ones. So it is a bit, how long is a piece of string? And in adults particularly, you're probably looking at doing the movements on and off forever. But you don't have to come and see me forever. We can do movements. You can do a movement program, and you can just get on and do it. So, probably the most frequently asked question I can't answer. But if you've got any questions about any of that, then pop a question in the comments. I'll try and do a few more lives, and I'll try and let you know before I come and do it, so that you can ask questions beforehand, and then I can answer them. And have a look on my website, which is www.organisedmind, or on my Facebook page, which this live is on. And there's a direct booking link, so you can book an appointment straight from there, or drop me a message and we can have a chat. So enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you soon.